Right now, over 50 billion chickens are reared annually for meat and eggs, making them the most common and widespread domestic animal on Earth. They're the cheap, reliable protein that fuels the modern world.
The common story is simple. Early humans needed a source of meat and eggs, so they grabbed the wild jungle bird that looked promising. And that was the chicken. We've been eating them for thousands of years, right? Wrong. New research confirms that for the first few thousand years of their existence, our ancestors wouldn't dare eat a chicken. They weren't a food source at all. They were sacred birds, fortune tellers, and prized gladiators. The real history of the chicken is a story of global conquest, driven by gambling and divination.
Let's dive into the jungle and uncover the astonishing original mission of the chicken. Our modern chicken is a domesticated subspecies of the beautiful red jungle fowl. Scientists, including Charles Darwin, pinpointed their origin to Southeast Asia, with domestication starting approximately 8,000 years ago.
But the driving force for domestication wasn't hunger. Early humans prized chickens for their symbolic value and their fighting spirit.
Evidence shows that in ancient Britain, where chicken bones were found intact and were not eaten, Julius Caesar even noted that the Britons considered it, quote, contrary to divine law to eat the chicken, keeping them only for amusement or pleasure. The Romans later took this idea further, using the birds for fortune-telling during wartime.
This reveals a key historical truth. The chicken's initial value was cultural, not caloric. They played a ceremonial or symbolic role. That was the secret of the first point. The chicken was a cultural status symbol. But if you don't understand how it traveled the world, you won't get the full result of its transformation, because the global journey wasn't on foot. It was on a ship fueled by rice.
For an animal that can't fly very far, how did the chicken manage a grand tour around the entire globe? It happened in two phases, starting with a revolutionary environmental shift.
Researchers found that the arrival of dry rice farming in Southeast Asia acted as a magnet. When farmers cleared the jungle to plant rice and millet, they created an environment where the wild jungle fowl thrived on the new crops and human waste. This kickstarted the close relationship that led to domestication by around 1500 BC in central Thailand.
Once domesticated, the spread was rapid and followed trade routes. It's widely believed that the sport of cockfighting was the principal reason for the chicken's early global dispersion. From Asia, it moved through early Greek and Phoenician trade routes, reaching the Mediterranean and Europe, where it continued to be treated as an exotic or sacred creature, generally not regarded as food during Europe's Iron Age. So we went from sacred fighters to globe-trotting symbols. But when did the chicken finally become the cheapest item in your grocery cart? The answer involves Romans, Egyptians, and a single critical genetic moment.
The fundamental shift in the chicken's status from prophetic to palatable did not happen instantly. It took nearly 4,000 years. Archaeologists found that the earliest known site where chickens were widely raised for economic reasons was in the Middle East, around 400 BCE. At this site, chicken bones were scraped and rutted with knife marks from butchering, indicating mass consumption for the first time. The Romans were key to popularizing consumption, but the real revolution was engineering. Egyptians mastered artificial incubation, allowing hens to lay more eggs. The final piece of the puzzle arrived around 920 AD. A genetic selection for a specific gene variant allowed chickens to begin breeding and laying eggs year-round rather than just seasonally. This technological and genetic transformation, aided by the Romans, solidified the chicken's role as the highly efficient food source we know today, forever shifting its public image from prophetic to palatable.
So, the next time you eat chicken, remember its bizarre history. It started as a revered bird in a Southeast Asian jungle, traveled the world as a gladiator and a fortune teller, and became a common dinner item only after the Romans popularized it and a genetic change made it lay eggs all year. The chicken is arguably the most successful animal on the planet, not because we ate it first, but because we admired it. The journey of this ancient dinosaur-descended bird
is proof that the most surprising breakthroughs in history often come from the humblest beginnings.
If you could bring back one ancient purpose of the chicken, cockfighting, fortune-telling, or using it as a sacred totem, which one would you choose? Let me know in the comments below.